Super League season starts this evening with the Hull derby. We're going to head live there in just a moment. The champions Wigan Warriors, they start their campaign at Castleford. Warrington, they're also playing on Saturday at Catalan's Dragons. There's going to be a lot of attention on Wolves over the next few months with the return of Sam Burgess to the English game, taking on his first head coaching role. Adam Wilde reports.
He was once the most talked about player on the planet.
Sam Burgess is the man to deliver.
But now the conversation has turned to coaching. Sam Burgess, Warrington Wolves boss.
I've actually found it quite natural. I've enjoyed the challenges it's thrown at me, watching players grow individually and then the team knit together. So, I really enjoyed it.
The Sam Burgess story is already the stuff of legend.
And young Burgess, 17 years of age.
A precociously talented teenager, incredibly, one of 4 professional rugby league playing brothers, all of whom took their talent down under. The South Sydney Rabbitohs, owned by Russell Crowe, was where Sam excelled. He captained his country, playing alongside his brothers. Theirs is a rugby league dynasty that may never be matched. At Warrington, they've always had high hopes. And now, with a new superstar coach, could he be the inspiration to match that aspiration? Well, they've already had the perspiration. Sam's victory on TV show SAS Australia, leading to the pre-season military boot camp.
Yeah, 3 days we did. Cold, wet, miserable, as you can imagine. Sam said it'll not make you a better rugby player, but make you a better teammate, and I think we got a bit out of that. I
think when they look back on it, they might see the reasoning for it, but whilst they're in the middle of it, they didn't quite enjoy it. So if it helps us a small bit, then it was worth it. There's a few sore heads at the end of it.
Still, amidst the highs, it's a career that's overcome plenty. The Burgess brothers lost their father, also a rugby league player, at a young age to motor neurone disease. Much more recently, issues in Sam Burgess's private life have made both front and back pages.
I think I've been through some really tough times growing up. As a player, as a retired player, and as a coach, I'll probably go through some things. But you know, personally, I've grown as a human being since all that. Overall, I think it'll make me a better coach.
Young Sam Burgess to plunge over.
In a twist of sporting fate, the coach that gave him his chance as a player almost 20 years ago will also be the coach he comes up against in his first game in charge.
When he was 17 and he was a young adolescent trying to turn into a man, he was going through some things with his family, with his father's illness with MND. And to see a young man cope with that situation, to look after his father, not only that, to then integrate into a dressing room, play Super League, play internationals at such a young age, of all the achievements he's done in the sport, I think dealing with that as a young man in a family situation is as good an accolade, and that's the most thing I'm most proud of him for.
The return of Sam Burgess was a hot topic amongst those at the season's launch. Still, there is plenty more to discuss, like who can stop reigning champions Wigan or current world club champions St Helens. Completing the Super League lineup this year is London. The Broncos back once again as the sport tries to crack the capital conundrum. The season, though, begins in more traditional surroundings. A Hull derby kicking off a Super League commanding more attention than ever before. Adam Wilde, BBC News.